state. I like to underline, he said that ours is a secular state. And we cannot fashion our politics in the way of Pakistan is doing. Here, every Muslim should feel that he is an Indian citizen and has equal rights as an Indian. The government celebrates Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. It disregards most of his fundamental principles. If you truly respect him, please protect every citizen, honor every culture, and stop selective imposition of one ideology over the rest. Building a 3,000 crore statue of unity is not paying respect to him. Please understand his words and implement it. That is true tribute to any leader. But this government ensures in every possible way that the minorities of this country do not feel comfortable. They are kept on edge and feel like outsiders. The CAA, Triple Talaq, the Work Board Bill, the Uniform Civil Code, mob lynching and state excesses are the unending examples of how you push the minorities and make them feel threatened. In August 2019, this government revoked the autonomy of Kashmir, the only Muslim majority state in India, and made it a union territory. Around the same time, you passed a new amendment to the anti-terror law. This amendment ensured and gave you the right to classify individuals as terrorists and promoters of terrorism. And under this law, hundreds of Kashmiri politicians, activists were jailed, civil liberties were suspended, and protests banned. A few months later, the CAA, this provided a fast track to citizenship for many minority communities. The law specified that communities which could use this law were Buddhists, Christians, Hindus, Jains, Parsis, and Sikhs. These communities made it to the list, but the Muslims were omitted despite their presence in countries where they are minorities and have been persecuted and have even suffered violent attacks. And in many of the BJP-ruled states, you've coined a term, love jihad, where adult men and women are not allowed to get married to each other because they belong to different religious groups. And your reasoning is that Hindus will become a minority in this country. India has 14% Muslim population and almost 80% Hindu population. Creating false narratives like this is your way of politics. But at least let people, individuals who have the right to make a personal choice in their private lives, let them live a life. And we've seen in most of the BJP-ruled states, mobs assault minorities while the police stand idle. I can't even say mobs assault them because in some states, the authorities themselves bulldoze Muslim homes and businesses. And lynchings cannot become widespread without atmosphere of impunity which you are ready to give. Attack on civil society groups are surging. Any voice of dissent is called anti-national. In November 2021, the National Security Advisor, Ajit Doval, told the graduating class of the National Police Academy in Hyderabad, the new frontiers of war is the civil society. The National Security Advisor tells the National Police Academy in Hyderabad that the new frontiers of war is the civil society. Since 2015, close to 17,000 civil society organizations have been denied registration or renewal. Next, the Christian NGOs are disproportionately losing their FCRA licenses. Out of the 2,257 NGOs who've lost their FCRA licenses, 1,626 are affiliated with Christian social programs. This is a targeted financial stranglehold on organizations that serve India's most vulnerable population. The Christian community, which constitutes around 11.54% of the total religious population, operates 72% of all religious minority schools in India, and over 5,000 hospitals in rural places. But still, you do not want them to help the marginalized, the underprivileged. Attacks on Christian organizations and churches have escalated over the years, with Uttar Pradesh emerging as the hotspot. This government campaigns under the banner Sabka Saath, but seems to be unable or unwilling to safeguard its minorities and failing its marginalized Indians. The Honorable President, in her address, mentioned about the spirit of Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Vishwas, Sabka Prayas. I got a copy of the English translation of the President's speech. And when I got the copy, I was very confident that I will be able to read through it without anybody's help or support. But I was mistaken. Even to get through one page, I needed help of translators, because this speech has been studied and sprayed liberally with Hindi and Sanskrit phrases, which happen to be the names of schemes or the policy of the ruling government, which is in slogans. So, how can you talk about we together if your own, even translations do not include us and they are excluding us? And the President, and I think the Honorable Speaker from the BJP also spoke about the Kashi Tamil Sangamam and the Saurashtra Tamil Sangamam. You remember all these only during elections. Okay, but let us leave that alone. But for you, Tamil seems to start in Kasi and end in Gujarat. But it is a living language. I'd like to ask, if you really care about, you quote Tirukural also, and I think that only mention of Tamil Nadu or anything Tamil in the budget was Tirukural, nothing apart from that. So, between 2014 and 2022, the union government has allocated 74 crores for the Central Institute of Tamil Nadu, in Tamil Nadu. Whereas it has allocated to the Central Sanskrit University 1,487.81 crores. We don't have staff in the Central University. We do not have epigraphists to decipher Tamil inscriptions. The President in her speech proudly proclaimed that manuscripts are being digitized. I'd like to bring it to the notice of this House that the Tamil manuscripts in Tamil University in Tanjavur are being digitized with the help of the British Library in London instead of the support of the Union government. Legislature, judiciary, and the executive are three pillars of the democracy. But this government is undermining all three. The key democratic institutions may have formally remained in place, but the norms and practices which hold democracy have deteriorated. The Veedam report on democracy says India has been downgraded to the state of electoral autocracy. In the past 11 years, we have seen that bills have been brought without proper consultation with stakeholders and bills which undermine the rights of state governments. In 1994, the Supreme Court ruling in the S.R. Bommai case underscored that states were not mere extensions of the Union. Rather, they possess supremacy within their constitutionally defined domain. I'd like to remind the Union government about this case, and you seem to have forgotten that states have their rights, and the rights have been promised, have been secured under the Constitution of this country.